readers, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be ranking every single book I have ever read. Now it's not going to be a whole lot because I'm new to reading. I only really started reading in like 2021. So basically I went through my Goodreads and I saved photos of every single book that I've read. Some of the like series, if I've read the whole series, I'm only doing like the first book. Without further ado, let's get into I think of the books that I've read. Number one is Would Give My Soul to Reread for the First Time Again. These are books that I just absolutely resonated with, that just blew me away. Infinity star rating, like they don't even fit in the 5 stars because they were just that good. And we have books that I love. These are my 5 stars, books that I really enjoyed. The next one is just kind of in the middle. We have Had a Good Time. These are typically probably 4-star books. We have okay books. These are probably going to be like 3-star books. And then we had Hate It and Get It Out of Here. These are books that I absolutely hated, I did not enjoy, that I DNF'd. Alright, so let's see what I think of the books that I've read. So let's start ranking. So we're just going to go down the line here of how they automatically sorted it. This is not an order of when I read them, they're just randomly sorted. Starting off strong, we have The Hobbit. I read this book recently because my boyfriend loves Lord of the Rings. I know for some people that they would automatically put it at the top of like want to read again. My boyfriend is one of those people, but for me, didn't resonate with it that much. I loved it and it was great and I had a good time, but I think I'm going to put it at, I don't know, I'm in between loved and had a good time. I think I'm gonna put it loved. I thought it was a really cute story and it was really enjoyable time. So next one we have is Harry Potter. I also recently started reading Harry Potter for the first time. When I was a kid, I hated reading. You could not get me to pick up a book. Only recently I started liking reading and have all of these books behind me, which is insane. I had a good time. Harry Potter is a good time. Okay, so this next one is actually funny because I actually did read this book last year. Don't know if any of you guys know me from my old YouTube channel, but I actually started YouTube 10 years ago making American Girl doll videos. I love American Girl. I have 20 something dolls, like 25 dolls. One of my earlier dolls that I ever got from my parents was Kaya, and I decided to read her books because I've always been curious, and then when I was getting the dolls I hated reading, so I didn't read the American Girl books, but I have them. Also needed to meet my reading goal. I read some American Girl books to fill the gaps. Meet Kaya. I'm going to put it as loved. I love reading about her story, the things that she was going through, and it was a really rough time. The summer I turned pretty. Now when I read these books, I loved them. Now if I were to read these books, Belly is a really terrible main character. Like, she is so selfish. I think I'm gonna put Had a Good Time. The Witch, I'm gonna put okay. It's just so hard to read. I didn't finish the series and I'm probably not going to. Yeah, I love the show. I played the video game. Love The Witcher and the world, but the books were just really hard to get through. The Maze Runner, it's going all the way to the top. Maze Runner is one of those books that got me into reading. I loved those books. I sped through them. I got through them. They were so great. I read them. I ate them up, and I would love to go back to how I felt when I was reading those books because those books gave me such a high. Like, I would not have 3 bookshelves with almost 200 books on them if it wasn't for this book. Okay, next, How to Train a Dragon. This, guys, it's so cute. The drawings inside them are just absolutely adorable. I love them. I had a good time. I'm currently reading the rest. Nostalgic and cute, and I love it. Alright, The Devil All the Time. I read this, and the only reason I read it was because Tom Holland was gonna be in a movie for it. I'm gonna say okay. It was just kind of one of those meh reads. I don't remember much of what happened, but I do remember reading it. Shadow and Bone is also going to be okay. I read Six of Crows. Love that one, but Shadow and Bone was just kind of meh for me. Shatter Me. This was a book series that I read last year. I read the whole series last year and I loved it. Honestly, no, we're going all the way. I was telling my boyfriend the entire plot every time I read the book. If I can recommend you a book series, it would be this one. It is spectacular. If you read these books, can we get some love for Kenji, because he was the best friend character I have read in a book. He is hilarious. I love Kenji so much. Next up, The Darkest Mind. I'm gonna say it was okay. It was one of those series that I read it and I'm not gonna continue it. Maybe I should add a tier, books that I forgot what happened, because there are a lot of those. What even happened? Anyway, The Fault in Our Stars. it's all the way at the top because this book made me bawl my eyes out. I have never read a book that's made me cry as much as this book. I literally called my boyfriend after reading this book and was bawling on the phone to him and was like, I love you so much, I love you so much, I love you so much. Oh, this book ripped my heart out. Ignite Me on the top and Shatter Me on Loved, because the first Shatter Me book is great and all, but Ignite Me is the best one. Alright, moving on, we have Divergent. This book was actually so much fun to read, as I would like to reread it again because I had a really good time reading this book. The rest of the series kind of went downhill, except for 4, which is right here, so I'll go ahead and grab this. 4 was such a good book. His character is just so much more interesting than Trish. I wish he was the main character. Alright, The Naturals. I recently read this. I'm gonna say I had a good time. It wasn't as good as like everyone's hyped it up to be for me. Alright, To All the Boys I Loved Before. This one, I'm gonna go love. I love the movies. I will probably be rewatching them on Valentine's Day for me because that's just kind of like a tradition that I do. I got my boyfriend to watch the movie with me and he was like, these people are so dumb. And he was like, why would she do that? And I was like, just watch the movie. I love the books. Even if it doesn't make a lot of sense and it's dumb, I still love the books. And I love Laura Jean. I relate to her so much. We Were Liars. Get it out of here. I hated this book. I could not do it. I read it. I got through it. I hated every second of it. I forced myself to finish it because it was a popular BookTok book. Everybody loved that book. Everybody said that it was good. And I hated it. To be honest, I don't really remember what happened anymore because it was traumatic reading it. Read bottom up. This book was cute. I had a good time. It's a random book that I found in a little free library. It was cute. It's the entire book is emails and text messages between this couple, and you watch them fall in love through emails and text messages. So I thought it was really cute. Everything I loved was sad and great, and I watched the movie and I enjoyed it and I had a good time. Favorite author, Patrick Ness. He has written the book that made me fall in love with reading. So The Knife and Never Letting Go is the first book in the Chaos Walking series, and this series has me in a chokehold. It has my heart and soul. I want to reread it this year at some point, hopefully, but this book I could not put down. Was reading this book while I did anything. I would be eating breakfast, cooking dinner, doing the dishes, holding the book and running into stuff, and spending hours and hours reading it. As soon as I finished it, I made my dad buy the rest of the series because I was like, I need to finish this book, like, immediately. I could go on for hours about this book. Just ask my boyfriend because I already have. There's just so much to talk about with this book, and this video will be 5 hours long if I keep going, so we're gonna end it here. Okay, we still have so many books to go through. Like, look at all of this. So I'm gonna speed it up a little bit because we'll be here a while if I keep going at the speed that I'm going. More Than This. This is another Patrick Ness book. I loved it. I had a good time and it was really enjoyable. It was a definitely interesting plot line and I thought it was really cool. The Rest of Us Live Here. This one was just kind of like a meh. It was good. It wasn't his best, but yeah, it was a little boring. Honestly, what even happened, I don't remember. Now, The Cruel Prince. This series, I'm going to put both of these ones as, actually, okay, so the first book I'm going to put as loved. Second book, had a good time. And third book, I want to reread. The third book is Where It's At. If you're having a hard time getting through the first two, just keep going because the third book will reward you. It is such a fun series to get through. I had a good time. I love this series. I love the characters. Jude is just such a great main female character, and Carden is just so much fun to read. What even happened? I read the first book. Actually, I read the second book too, and I'm supposed to read the third book, but I decided not to. Because yeah, I don't remember what happened, and I'm sad because I really wanted to like this series like everybody else did, but I can't get through it. I think I want to try again rereading it at some point, but as of right now, I don't know. So, Crave the Mark, get it out of here. I don't remember what happened. I didn't have a good time. I almost DNF'd it. Get it out of here. Six of Crows, loved. Great story. Kaz and Inej, loved. Dance of Thieves and Vow of Thieves are going at the top. I love this series. All-time favorite book. Like, if you ask me what my favorite book is, Dance of Thieves, Knife and Never Letting Go, and Maze Runner. Boom. Favorite books. Love them. Sky in the Deep. What even happened? I don't remember. I couldn't tell you. Is there a second book? Am I gonna read it? Who knows? Probably not. Oh my god. Get this book out of here. The Final Six, I hated this book. My parents bought me this book a long time ago. And granted, I picked it out. Don't blame them. I thought it looked cool. And it was not. It was so boring. It took me like 2 years to read this book because I felt bad because my parents bought it for me, so I didn't want to DNF it. I was so bored. I hated it. I hated it. I ended up donating it to the library because hopefully someone else will enjoy it. Skyward. I had a grand old time. I was enjoying it. It was really, really fun, and I would definitely reread. I'm currently in the middle of the series, so I'm loving it though, and it's my first Brandon Sanderson, and I'm thumbs up, bow down. Truly Devious, I loved. Yeah, I loved Truly Devious. I read the whole series. It was a fun time. It was gripping and impelling and very, very fun. Okay, my camera is dying and this is not good. This is not good at all. 5 Feet Apart, you guys. This video, hold on. I gotta move it up here. I had a really good time. I watched the movie, cried, read the book, didn't cry as much because I already knew it was going to happen. I annotated the heck out of it. I loved this book. It was so sad, but good. Good Girl's Guide to Murder, all the way to the top. This book is so good. I read this series in probably a week or two. The show was great. And that's what made me want to read the books, and I read the books and I was like, oh my god, yes, give me more, Spectacular, give me 14. I read every Holly Jackson book. I love her writing so much. Bringing Down the Duke, I had a good time. It was cute. It gave me the Regency era that I wanted, that I was feeling at the time. Conceal Don't Feel, what even happened? It was kind of boring. The plotline was just weird, and I didn't really like it. Queen's Assassin, I loved. This was an earlier read for me, and I loved that series. Burn was a good time. Not Patrick Ness's best, but still pretty good. Legendborn, what even happened? I can't remember. I really wanted to like this book. I read it twice. Well, first time I DNF'd it. Second time I finished it. And I have Bloodmarked. I have a signed copy of Bloodmarked. Haven't read it yet. And it sucks. I really want to like this book. Carvel and Legendborn, I really want to like them. But I just didn't like them. And I hate it. I really want to like them. The Do-Over! Guys, this book is going all the way to the top. It was such a cute read. I really wish I could reread it for Valentine's Day, but I can't because I have other books that I'm reading for another video, so I don't have the time. But I love this book. It's so cute. I was kicking my feet, giggling, all of the emotions. I loved this book. It was so cute. I love Lynn Painter so much. I love her. I love you, girl. Keep Their Lost Cities is going loved. I have a lot of books in the loved series. That's a good thing, right? Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, good time. I don't remember too much about it. I read it after the movie came out and it was fun. I haven't read the other Hunger Games books yet, but I plan to with the new one coming out, so I will get there. Inheritance Games. What even happened? I've tried so hard with this series. I've tried reading the third book 3 times now. I keep picking it up and putting it back down, and I hate it because everybody loves this series and talks so highly of it, and I want to like it, but I just can't. Beach Read was cute. I'll put it there. This is stressing me out because my camera is blinking at me and I'm trying to film everything before it dies, and I don't know if we're gonna make it, but we'll see. Okay, You Reached Sam. Okay, I kind of had a good time, but I'm also this was a good book, but the main character ruined it because she was so selfish, annoying, and her choices and self-centered, and it was just so irritating. Actual premise of the book was pretty interesting, and I do remember what happened. I did like it if the main character wasn't as annoying. Bonecryer's Dawn. I had a really good time. It's a duology, so I loved that. Read it. Actually, here's the second book. I loved both of them. really good little duology if you want to get into it. The magic system was so interesting. I loved the characters, I loved the world building and the plot, just everything about it. I don't have any complaints. What We Harvest, I had a good time. This one was cute. I had a good time. It was quick read. I enjoyed that. Once Upon a Broken Heart, I didn't love it. Again, with Carvel, like, I wanted to love this series more than I did, and I'm disappointed that I didn't love it more. This one, I don't remember what happened. Outer Banks, get it out of here. Get it out of here. That book was terrible. It was not like the show. The writing was eh, and I ended up returning it because it was just not enjoyable. I almost DNF'd it, but I forced myself to finish it, and I hated it. I hated every second of it. Long story short, was cute. I remember having a good time with that. I would like to reread it at some point and get a physical copy. I got it from the library and I loved it. It was cute. Every Summer After. When I was making this list, I was like, I read that book. I don't remember reading this book at all. I can't tell you what happened. I really can't. Same thing with Gallant. I don't remember what happened. This one, again, didn't really resonate with. It was okay. I ended up getting rid of it. Hooked. I had a good time. It was my first ever adult romance, and I didn't know that smut was a thing at the time. So I was a little scared, and I was a little young to be reading that. But if you take out the smut, the plot was actually really good. The plot twist really got me. I loved that. So I do like this book, and I want to reread it now that I'm an adult and can understand it a little bit better. Okay, we're getting there, guys. We still have like 3 rows, but we're getting there. 1,000 Heartbeats. I actually just recently, really recently read this, and I loved it. It was cute. I had a good time. I read it really fast. I think I read it in like 2 or 3 days. It was really fun. It gave me everything that I wanted it to give me, and I was pretty satisfied. So this is Christmas. What even happened? It was just a Christmas romance. This one, same. Actually, I didn't like this book. Like, I don't hate it as much as these other ones down here, but I had to force myself to finish it. This one, what even happened? I really wanted to like this book, but I just had to force myself to finish it too. I can't remember. I can't tell you what it's about. Check and Mate. Get it out of here. I hated it. I was so bored. It was so boring. I had to force myself to finish it. Fine Rivals. We're gonna move it up here. I love this book. It was great. It was beautiful. It was like reading poetry the way that she writes. And Roman and Iris are chef's kiss. Maze Cutter. What even happened? I was very disappointed with this book because I love Maze Runner, but clearly this one was just a money grab. It didn't need to be written. The Stolen Heir. I had a good time. It's not as good as Cruel Prince, but you know, if you want to jump back into that world, then it's definitely worth the read. The Tom Felton, I actually loved. I listened to the audiobook of him narrating it, which really adds a lot to it. They're doing yard work. Are you kidding me? We still have a lot of books to go through. So we have Legends and Lattes. This one was cute. I liked this one. Had a good time. But I actually enjoyed Bookshops and Bone Dust more. This one, I loved Satchel. He was such a great character. I loved it. Where the Dark Stands Still. I loved this book, you guys. It's actually going at the top. I loved it. I want to reread it. It was so interesting and so well written. Okay, and we're back. My camera ended up dying, and so I took that as a sign that I needed to go take a lunch break and come back. So it's a little charged now, so we're gonna finish up this video. 5 Survive. I had a good time with this book. It was fun. It was gripping. Flower Heart was also a good time. Honestly, I might even put it in love. Stars and Smokes. I don't remember what happened, and I hate that. I wish I did because I remember it being good, but now that it's been a little while since I've read it, I don't remember. I can't tell you the plot at all. Love Theoretically, don't remember. I've read a few Allie Hazelwood books now, and safe to say I don't think I like her books. Every time I try to read one of her books, I just don't have a good time. So, Fourth Wing. I had a grand old time, and I can't believe I'm putting it up here, but this book was so much fun. It was full of dragons and action. It was gripping me. I was listening to the dramatized audiobook and I just wanted to keep reading and keep going, and I was having a good time, and I want to go back to that. Maybe meant to be. I don't even remember reading this. If only I had told her. I had a good time. I enjoyed it more than the first book. The first book, I don't remember what happened. Powerless. This book is going all the way up here. I loved Powerless. I don't care what anybody else says. I know that it's basically an exact copy of Red Queen, which is what everybody says, but I haven't read Red Queen. I have the book. I'm going to read it, and I'll probably feel differently when I do read it, but as of right now, I loved Powerless. I had a good time. I love Kai and Peyton. I think the banter is really great. I loved her writing, and also she inspired me to write my own books, so has a little special place in my heart. This Spells You. I didn't know I even read that. I don't remember reading it. Betting on You, I loved. It was cute, adorable. I love Lynn Painter. I also don't remember what happened in this book. I remember though that I wasn't enjoying it. Wayward, I'm gonna put up here. I had a good time. It was an interesting book. A Fragile Enchantment. This book was a good time as well. I loved the fantasy vibes and I love her writing. I'm currently reading Wings of Starlight by her and I'm loving it. So To Kill a Shadow, I had a good time. Halfway through the book I was having a good time. The second half I kind of had to push myself to read it. 10 hours to go. Get it out of here. I didn't like it. Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Also what even happened? I won't say I hated it, but also like get it out of here because I didn't enjoy it. Sinner's Isle. This one I did have a good time. I enjoyed the plot and everything. Dungeons and Drama. This one I recently read. I had a good time. Place for Vanishing. I had a good time. I remember being shocked by a few things. Dagger in the Flame. This book was really good. I loved it. It's right in my alley. It's everything that I love in fantasy books. Compass and Blade, what even happened? I don't know. Dragon Fruit. This one had a good time. I had a good time. Reappearance of Rachel Price. I loved this book. It had a good time. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. I thought that it was so interesting and I would love to reread it. Fate Be Changed, I really liked this one. I'm gonna say loved. I had a really good time. I love Merida. She's one of my absolute favorite Disney princesses. I love Brave. I know a lot of people don't like that movie, but I love that movie. And I really liked this book. I thought it was really interesting. This one, don't remember what happened. This one, I had a good time. This one, get it out of here. 13th Child, I had a good time. Dragons was really cute. I loved it. And Ember in the Ashes. I also loved this book. Anyway, that's all of the books. So, looks like my all-time favorite books that I've ever read is Maze Runner, The Fault in Our Stars, Ignite Me, Divergent, The Nightmare of Never Letting Go, Queen of Nothing, Dance of Thieves Duology, 5 Feet Apart, Good Girl's Guide to Murder, The Do-Over, Where the Dark Stands Still, Fourth Wing, and Powerless. Love those books. Those apparently are my all-time. I would give my soul to reread for the first time ever. That is where we're at, I believe. I think that this is a pretty good ranking. So, yeah, that was really fun. It really showed me, like, what I read and what I like and stuff. So this is really eye-opening. If you want to do this, definitely recommend, because it really shows you kind of what your taste is and what you remember and what you enjoy. So if you're ever struggling or if you're in a reading slump, maybe this might be a good way to kind of help you like see like visually. If you're visual like me, it might really help you see like what your books look like. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun filming this video. So yeah, comment down below if you have read any of these books, what your thoughts are, if how I rank them and everything. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye!